Now, in the next few hours, the most important man in the Republic of Kenya is the chairman of the IEBC, Bwana Wanyonyi Wafula Chebukati. Now, a lawyer by profession, is the chairman of the body, and in the next few hours, based on what is happening behind the scenes, the power struggle and the drama that is happening behind the scenes, this is the man who will decide the fate of our country. Now, to a lot of naive Kenyans, a lot of us believe that elections for presidency in Kenya are very easy, a walk in the park. Yeah, just do your campaigns, you wait for the electoral body to announce, and that's it. You win and you go home. Or if you lose, like Jubilee supporters have been trying to tell us about Raila, they've been claiming Raila as a perpetual loser. Not true, if you follow his political history closely. Okay, but everybody thinks, most people think it's a walk in the park. Well, it is not, as is being proved right now, even as I make this recording. Now, it all boils down to a small, can I call it a legal hitch, or can I call it a tradition of the country of Kenya and the presidency that is bound to get in the way and has really messed up our presidential elections. Yeah. Now, every country has got something called security of the state. Okay. In Kenya, security of the state means the well-being of the president, the success of the president, and the continued rule of the president. That's actually what it means. Yeah. So somebody who opposes, let's start in the Kenyatta days. Somebody who is a threat, in those days, somebody who was a threat to the presidency of Jomo Kenyatta was seen as a threat to the security of the state. And therefore, the security arm of government in charge of looking at these threats, which in those days was the special branch, used to work very hard to ensure that there's no threat to the presidency. Yeah, and of course this is a political issue. Therefore, the special branch would deal with any political threat that threatened the continued successful presidency of Jomo Kenyatta in those days. Okay. Now, if you look at my earlier recordings, like the one about Mboya, it was more than an assassination, you will understand this more. But I'm not here to give you history lessons. Let's fast forward to the current situation. Now, very little has changed. Because in 2007, we saw the special branch at that time deal with a threat to the security of the state in terms of President Mwai Kibaki's second term. And we saw the results, what the results were. Yeah, that state arm is what organized the rigging you saw countrywide. Yeah, which resulted in bloodbath, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Now, in 2013, we saw the same arm of the state dealing with the successful succession of President Mwai Kibaki. Now, as I've said here many times, when a president leaves the presidency, he doesn't just give up the state house keys and then walks into the sunset. No way. Okay? Especially in President Kibaki's case, it was a bit complex because there was the whole ICC issue, and the whole objective of the ICC, once they had prosecuted the other people they were prosecuting at that time, they were planning for it to lead to a prosecution of retired President Mwai Kibaki. Okay? We have seen this in Sudan. I'll not go into that, but that's what it was. Okay? So they had a plan. This plan was frustrated, of course, by Ruto coming in, DP Ruto, William Ruto. And finally, they were forced by the situation to change. Not they were forced, but DP Ruto played his cards so well that the powers that be, and this is the president, because the intelligence are answerable only to the president. Okay, they were able to take a new position, and they ensured the victory of the choice at that time, which was, of course, President Uhuru Kenyatta. Okay. Now, unfortunately, when the state security comes in, it does not take into account the will of the people. No, the priority is security of the state. Okay. Now, let's fast forward to our current time. Now, we have President Uhuru Kenyatta who has served one term. Okay, we all know which side the state security is on. Okay, so it's only natural that that arm of government would protect the president, yeah, ensure a successful second term of the president. Now, in this particular case, there was a very big hiccup. And the big hiccup is, of course, Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga, in this particular election we're talking about, had such massive support that whatever efforts that were made to try and fiddle with these elections fell flat on their face. Let me repeat that because it's very important. In this particular election we are just going through, which is almost complete hopefully, the support which Raila Odinga received was so overwhelming that it actually crushed all the well-laid plans of the intelligence service to ensure a continued Uhuru presidency. The other factors, of course, the other factors which came into play, I like saying, a lot of people say they believe in karma. Yeah, Mr. Raila Odinga is not an ordinary Kenyan. He's out of the Kenyans you can think of, is one of the people who has fought hardest for the freedoms we enjoy today, and that's a story for another day. So my point was, when you do good, when you fight for something, sooner or later luck will come on your side, and this time luck came on his side. Okay, now in the next part of this recording we shall explore in great detail how that luck came in and completely changed the course of the election, this particular election, because I think it's a good idea for us to review what's happening so that we understand exactly what is happening behind the scenes, even as we wait for the official announcement from the IEBC of the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya. So you know the usual drill, just look out for that link on your top left hand corner and click, and you'll be in the second part of this recording. See you there in a bit. This is Chris Kumekucha.